Welcome to the McAllister Report. We join John McAllister, top football evaluator, as he shares wisdom and interviews coaches and athletes from around the country. Enjoy today's podcast.
Hello, this is John McAllister with the John McAllister Report. And today we're going to go into around the state and we're going to talk with a big offensive lineman from Westerville North High School, Jake Cook. I've known Jake since he was a freshman, and he has done a remarkable body change in the last 6 months. In fact, I was at the Michigan camp and I didn't recognize him because he had cut his hair different, and he went from 320 to now he weighs 290. And if you can get, I think it's ideal. So he's a good man, good kid. I'm only going to be a junior, but I'm excited to talk with him. So if you sit back and enjoy my video podcast with Jake Cook, big, huge offensive lineman from Westerville North. Like I said earlier, my guest today is Jake Cook from Westerville North High School, and Jake's going into his junior year, but he started as a freshman. I saw him as a freshman. I saw him as a sophomore, and honestly, Jake we talked briefly. The main reason you're on, number one, you're obviously a Division I prospect,
Yes,
but
sir.
two, have had a body change.
Yep.
And you've lost weight and you run better. In fact, I don't even look. I looked at all your video. Well, I looked at your video a long time ago, but I was so impressed with what you're doing now.
Yep.
So tell me how that went about.
So basically, it all started with one of my strength coaches that I train with, Eric Lichter. You might know who that is.
I know Eric Lichter.
Yep. So we had a long talk about like I asked him. So right now I have 12 offers, and they're all kind of like MAC, like G5 schools, like UNLV, stuff like that. And so he told me one of the biggest things that's going to help me get to the next level and start getting more Power 5 offers is definitely I had to change my weight and change the way I look. And so he kind of had a real conversation with me that, he tells me that I didn't want to hear it, but it was good for me to hear. So then right after that, that's just when I started. I weighed in at, my measurables were 6'4" and a quarter, like 318, 320, something like that. And then I think it was 2-3 months later, maybe right now I'm 6'5", 290 even. So
it's really good. That's really super. And like I told you earlier, that's one of the biggest reasons you're on my show today, because I think that's super. And you got to maintain it, but getting there is harder, and maintaining it is good. And you look, I saw you at the Ohio State camp, I think. And
Michigan,
just jumps, I see so many, but it just jumps out at me.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's huge. Let's talk about football. What made you decide to be a football player, Jake?
Definitely. So obviously I started playing tackle football in first grade. So when I was 7, and then I played basketball my whole life. My dad played basketball in high school, lacrosse in college. So it was really basketball, football, and lacrosse for me when I was little. And obviously just nothing was as fun as football. So football definitely became my main sport. And then I dropped basketball and lacrosse, and I wrestle in high school. So.
Well, you wrestle?
Yeah. Yep.
You wrestle now?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll have to get to that 275?
285. So it's only just a 5-pound drop.
Yeah, you can do that in about three practices.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir.
I'm very familiar with wrestling. One of my defensive coordinators was the head wrestling coach, so I know all about that. Yeah. Okay, what do you think are the keys to your success so far?
Definitely having I would like to say definitely having like a small, strong circle, having people that I can trust. Definitely these new football coaches at North, knowing that they have my back and they want to see me succeed, and then definitely my parents, my strength coaches at +2. So definitely just having a good circle around me, people that care about me and want to help me get to the next level and succeed.
Sounds really good. You told me you play other sports, you played basketball, you played lacrosse, which I think are really demanding. Lacrosse
Oh yeah,
doesn't get enough strokes because it's a tough sport.
Yeah.
And then now you're wrestling, so it's really good, and it's going to help you so much in football. You know that.
Sure.
Your
Oh yeah.
feet and your endurance, your athleticism, and anything now, you have to be athletic. Offensive linemen, the good ones, have to be athletic.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Those days of bull road graders are gone.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about words you live by, Jake. I have, sayings and quotes and everything. What are words that you live by?
For me, definitely a word that I live by is definitely effort. I would say, you'll probably catch me breaking it down like the huddle at practice on effort on 3 and stuff. So why the word effort? I definitely say because you just got to put 100% into everything. Like for me, obviously, like I want to put 100% into everything I do, and that involves giving a lot of effort. So that's definitely a word that I live by, is just effort.
Effort. That's really good.
Yes, sir.
Really good. And if you don't have it, you're in trouble. School. Yep. Any favorite subjects in school?
Favorite subjects, probably I'd say algebra 2, I'd say this year. So algebra 2, I like that. So math, science, stuff like that. Math and science.
I could never figure out how algebra was going to help me in my life. Yeah. I'm joking with you, Jake.
I got you.
I wasn't a great math guy.
Yeah.
But, okay, let's talk about football. Let's go with one of my silly questions. I have 3. Okay. One of the silly questions. If you could hang out with somebody for one whole day, 6 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, who would it be? And it can be anybody.
Anybody. That's a tough one. I'd have to go with probably Orlando Pace would probably have to be one, because obviously with a lot of the guys, like our O-line coach, Coach E, he played guard next to Orlando Pace in college, so there's a lot of talk about him. I think he might come and actually help out at a practice. I don't know for sure though, but I feel like he'd be a cool guy to hang out with, kind of learn things from him and spend the day with him.
He's a role model, and he's also a really, really good football player. Yep. In high school, he played basketball. Mm-hmm. In fact, like Ben Roethlisberger, I think those guys almost wanted to play basketball before football.
Yeah.
Don't quote me, but I wrote about him. So I know him. And he could play basketball now.
That's awesome.
Honestly, they thought he was, and I don't know you, but they thought he was kind of soft looking, but tough and a little bit dirty once in a while. But really tough. Good athlete, man.
Yep.
Sounds good. Okay. So far, you're going into your junior year, so you may have missed this some. Was there ever a time when the light came on for you where you said, man, I got to step it up. I got to get my fanny, and it could be any time. Get my button gear. Was there a time like that?
I would say
just jumps out at you.
Probably in season last year. I think it was week 7 versus Worthington Kilbourne. I've never snapped before in my life, never practiced center in practice or anything, and then it was, I think, 5 minutes before we were walking out after warm-ups. My head coach and my O-line coach came up and told me that to start snapping and taking reps at center because I'll be starting the game at center. So definitely like that, I think, kind of was like a moment where I was like, all right, well, I really got to step it up and make sure I got all my responsibilities down.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yep.
Man. But you did okay, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. Now, you're only going to be a junior, so you don't have that much. Has there ever been a sports moment for you? I call it a scrapbook moment where you'll look back with your buddies and say, "Man, I remember when I was young and this happened." Well, anything like that so far? Probably the Kilborn game, but I mean, no,
Yeah.
anything that you will always remember. Anything like that?
I think it would be the Big Walnut game versus Big Walnut last year. It was a really tough game. Obviously, they got two of my friends over there at Big Walnut, Nate Sievers. He's a great athlete, and then Garrett Stover, obviously. But I think that game, has moments like that because that was just a chippy back and forth game between both of us. We slipped up at the end and ended up losing, but the game just kept going back and forth, and it was just a really good environment with me and the team.
Okay, let's go back and talk football. What do you have to work? What are your strengths right now, Jake, as a football player?
My strengths right now, I would say, are probably pass protection on the inside. Like guard, center. I'm really good with lateral movement and then hand placement, and then obviously run blocking. I think that's one of my strengths. There's always room for improvement, but then some of the stuff that I think I need to improve is definitely my kick steps, especially at tackle on those faster, bigger dudes. Because I was training with Brian Robinson the other day when I was at playing tackle and he was D end, just guys like that. Just got to get back there quicker and more have more twitch.
You're probably going to be an inside guy unless you keep working on your feet, and you could be probably a right tackle first.
Yeah.
I would imagine with your athleticism and things, I mean, those guards have to, and plus I think you're smart. So those guards and centers have to know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's really good. It's silly, but I think I told you, I'll cut this out if I forget it. But, I only watch your most recent things on Twitter.
Yep.
Your footwork and everything. I watched your video a long time ago.
Yeah.
Back, I think in the spring, in fact, and I'm going, ooh. But I watch these, and that's so smart to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Put your footwork on Twitter, because then guys like me who take this serious, say, it's a lot better. That's a lot better. And speaking of that, and then I think the other thing is your strength, and I think you know how to use your strength.
Yep.
And I've watched you. You were probably a little overconfident when you were a freshman, sophomore, a little attitude, but you can do it. And you can, and I think and then the other thing is I told you twice already, boy, just the discipline of dropping, almost 30 pounds?
Yep.
20 pounds, whatever. I'm not very good at math.
Yeah.
But 25 pounds, that's amazing. That's discipline, Jake. Okay, leads me into Twitter. Tell me about how do you view Twitter and what do you suggest to kids, other players?
Yeah. Well, for me, when I get on Twitter, it's mainly, I don't really like to spend a lot of time on Twitter, checking out other guys, seeing, I feel like a lot of guys can get all worried about what offers are getting handed out to other kids. So when I'm on Twitter, it's mainly just for posting on Twitter, stuff on my account, offers, workout videos, and then communication with coaches. So that's basically all I use it for. And my advice is just to not scroll on Twitter all day, checking out what offers are handed out to which kids and stuff like that.
I think that's the way I look at it. Now, I wasn't on Twitter until a year ago. I always thought it was silly. As an old school guy, silly and all that stuff, but I look at it a lot now. And I think the key thing is just what you said. Because college coaches, they pay guys to scroll Twitter every day.
Yeah.
All the media stuff. It sounds silly, but that's a guy's job is to do Twitter.
Yeah.
And so if you put on there visits and maybe offers, but make sure it's a legit offer.
Yeah.
But if you put those on there, I think, and then the workout stuff, if it's really good. Okay. These things go so fast. I say that every day. Film study. Tell me about film study. You do it?
At North, how we do it at North, or
how you do it?
Oh, how I do it. So when like obviously like if we'll go have a game or like in season when we have a game, normally the coaches post it like that night after the game. So if I'm still up, I'll definitely like go over film, probably like with my dad downstairs or something, and then just so I kind of have an idea of what it's going to be like tomorrow morning as a team when we watch it. And then definitely like I don't know how we're going to do it this year, but last year we'd put all of offense in the room, then all of defense in another room. So definitely for me, it's just like I obviously watch me, see what I can work on after every play, and then I like to watch the other offensive linemen, the other four, just to see like how we are, like if we're on the same page, stuff like that.
That's really good. That's super. Okay, I have just a few. Next silly question. Okay, what talent would you? Let's see. What talent would you like to have, but you'll probably never get? What talent would you like to have, but you won't ever get it as hard as you try?
No, talent. Well, as a lineman, definitely like a low 440, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. But
Low 440. Ooh.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you get a high 440.
Yeah.
You're doing well. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Couple more questions. Energy. I'm huge into energy, Jake. It's not just pumping, benching, and curling and all that, whatever. But what kind of energy are you going to bring to the team this year, especially with a new coaching staff? What kind of energy are you going to bring?
Definitely just a lot of excitement. That's like kind of how our practices are now. Just everybody's cheering, clapping. So definitely like the energy. We want high energy. A lot of guys bringing it. It can't just be like 1, 2, or 3 people. So definitely just a lot of excitement and good energy, good vibes going around.
What will you do more than clapping? Yeah.
Definitely just trying to use like my voice more in the huddle too, especially like now that I'm a junior. Obviously, I leaded last year too, but definitely this year just trying to step up more, use my voice more, and yeah. So
and encouraging the coaches.
Yep.
That sounds silly, but just being good and patting them on the back and stuff.
Yep.
That's energy, I think. Okay, I'm going to come and recruit you at Westerville North. And I hate to tell you, I haven't been there for many, many, many years. So why would I come to Westerville North? Why would I recruit you? Why would I? What quality? Not football, not athletic. What quality do you have that I know you can fit my culture? What quality do you have?
I'm trying to
loyalty, honesty, loyalty, honesty, things like that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely being like I'm a loyal guy. Obviously, honest. You're gonna get every question you ask me. It's gonna come completely honestly. Yeah, just stuff like that. So yeah, I'd say that.
What do you want your teammates to say behind your back?
That I'm a good,
to say?
Probably that I'm a good leader. I'm a nice guy. I don't want to be known as like a jerk and stuff like that. That one D1 dude, blah blah blah. So definitely just like a team player, a good leader, stuff like that.
The challenge will be to work hard since you have some offers, and also you've got some bigger schools keeping track of you.
Yes, sir.
So it's gonna motivate you, right?
Yep, definitely.
Tell me about. I have one more question.
Okay.
How important are camps? Now your camp circuit's over. How important are college football camps to you and to how should they be? How do you rate them? What do you think about them?
Personally, my sophomore year, after my freshman year going into my sophomore year, I didn't really think much of the camps. But then this year, it really opened up my eyes because, well, on film, I was weighing in at 320. I wasn't as quick. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad film, but just wasn't like the guy that, they're looking for. But then going into camps, weighing at 290, measuring at 6'5", that's definitely, and like being able to just show what I can do in front of them. That's why Notre Dame, Michigan State, Michigan, all these guys are super happy that I came to camp because they've seen that I've changed my body. They've seen that I've gotten faster, stuff like that. So personally, I love camps. I think they're good, really good for recruitment.
It's just a recruiting tool. You're just
Yeah.
applying for a job. You've already applied for a job back in the spring, but now they reinforce how good you are, how potential good you are. Okay, sounds good. Didn't I speak to you at the Ohio State camp?
It was Michigan camp.
Michigan camp? Yeah,
Yep.
It was Michigan.
Yep.
What did I say?
Oh, I think you told me you didn't recognize me with the hair and the weight gone. So, yeah.
You are so true. I was going to wait till the end to ask you that.
Yep.
It was Michigan camp, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
I didn't recognize it. Well, I really appreciate you being on my show, Jake.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.